How's it going, everybody? Rob right here today, and we are back with episode number 2 of our Draft to Glory here with the Minnesota Wild. And I want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the last one. Can we get this video to 15 likes? You guys absolutely killed the like goal on the last one. And before we go ahead and start today, you guys left some pretty interesting comments over on the at the end of the last episode. So first off, I'm going to just go ahead and pull those up right now. Troy Miller is said, as a Wild fans, it sucks for franchise because two of our best prospects in Boldy and Nutstidov are both not in franchise. I know EA, there's only so much they can do, but especially like when those are two of your best up-and-comers, it kind of sucks. Also, wait to get rid of Parise because sometimes if you play him in the top 6, he sometimes performs well and gains some trade value. But it's only sometimes. I agree he could gain some trade value. And you know what? He could grow a little bit. I mean, statistical growth. He's not growing naturally, right? And then Crungy, I believe is how you say it, said to try the playmaker, power forward, sniper, and then playmaker, sniper for the first two lines. So I'm assuming with Bukestad up there, or potentially Jordan Greenway could maybe get us to a +5. I don't know if we can get a +5. Maybe get Parise. I mean, I'm going to keep Parise on the second line. Simply because he fits there so well. Marcus Johansson fits well on the first line. Bukestad kind of fits everywhere in Fiala, so I would need a better power forward to play on that first line. And unfortunately, Greenway doesn't fit there. And then there's Zuccarello, Kaprizov, Parise, which I think is going to be a great second line. So I'm going to try and do what you said there, Crungy. He also mentions later on that I should try to go more realistic and look at no movement clauses and no trade clauses. And I think that's a great idea. I think that's going to be something pretty fun to try and stay on top of, at least for anybody with a current contract. I will look up contracts that are currently signed, and I will go ahead and adhere to the no movement clause and the no trade clause, unless I think they would waive it to go to a team or to leave us. But any new contract we sign will not have a no movement clause or a no trade clause in it, just simply because it'd get kind of hairy to try and remember that and jot that down and go ahead and remember who we would give a no movement clause to. But one thing that just popped into mind, guys, I will, down in the description, start linking a Google Docs, a Google Sheets, so you guys can see stats year over year of how the team performs, and we can remember where we've been from the start. We can remember who's gone where, put some big trades in there, and the like. And then finally, Brad Phillips says, yo, don't tank or trade any of those three guys, grind it out. Could be a contending team this year. I don't know if we're going to be a contending team this year. I don't see it. I really, really don't see us being a contending team. But I see us at least putting up a fight and maybe making the playoffs. Spurgeon is a guy maybe, you know, to move up. I don't know. He doesn't really fit. I mean, he fits, but he doesn't fit as well as a guy like Suter, who's a defensive defenseman, and Dumba. So moving Jonas Brodin up would work. But Brodin is a two-way defender who just, wow, really fits the first pairing there. Suter, I don't want to move him down. He's a top 2 defenseman. I'm going to leave him there. As much as I'd love to get chemistry up, it is what it is. In goal, it's going to be Talbot and Stalock. But I think I am going to go ahead and trade Talbot, probably, because I believe we have a goalie in the minors that I would be more than fine. Yeah, Capo Kakinen is a guy I'd be more than fine calling up. So we will go ahead and do that because you guys did not oppose that at all. And I want to say thank you guys again for leaving the comments. It really helps me guide where this series is going to go. And I want as much interaction from you guys as possible, the fans. Just really gonna have this one be a fan-led draft to glory. Now, obviously, I'm gonna make the decisions mid-video because this is not on live stream, but I hope you guys can guide me at least where to point the ship, and then if I make a mistake, you guys can redirect it. But speaking of live, I do have a Twitch. Go ahead and follow me. It's down there in the description. But anyway, enough of the plugs. Let's go ahead and find a trade for, I believe, who should I trade? They're both the same age. Talbot's making a lot more money. Stalock is really not that much worse. Is it worth it? Are we going to be a contending team? Talbot's got the better poise. He's got 3 years at $3.6 million. I don't believe that either of them have a no movement clause or a no trade clause. I can go ahead and pull that up quickly and double check. And no, none of the goalies have any kind of restriction there. They're actually using Talbot and Kakinen. So Stalock isn't even in the picture right now. I wonder where he is, but the emergency exception goalie is Andrew Hammond for the Wild in real life. So I guess Stalock is the guy then to move. I mean, we're not really worried about cap space. Again, nobody wants Talbot. Does anybody want Stalock? Somebody does. We could get a third? Are you? Ooh, or a medium starter potential goalie. Okay. We could work with this. A medium starter potential goalie. That's what I want to look at first. Actually, I can't do that. I forgot. I have to get picks. But he's 19 and 66. So let's go ahead, exit out of that. I got excited. My small brain here getting excited at the fact that we got a medium starter potential goalie, but we have one of those, a third and a fifth next year as the only offer we can accept. So we are going to accept that one. We're going to call up Kakinen as well. Go to the roster moves. Call up Kakinen. And really just get this season underway because there's not too many other moves. Barabo actually that gets to play then. He's low fringe starter. He's 21, so we'll see what happens with him. Hammond's just there. And then Hunter Jones is medium starter, but I don't know if he is signed or not. So we'll go ahead. We'll go edit the lines. And I think, guys, we'll get to January 1st, mid-season, see how the sim goes for us and if we are actually a competitive team. We'll best lines it down there in the AHL. I don't know if there's anybody down here that we want to... hope grows. Luke Johnson, 25. Kyle Rao, yeah, it doesn't look like too many players are all that young or up and coming. But William Bitton here, medium top 9 forward. Okay, maybe my excitement was a little bit misplaced. But man, we really do need to get. Well, there's Marco Rossi. What am I saying? Marco Rossi, you're gonna play on the first line here because he is a playmaker. Do we have a sniper? We have Grinder. We got a bunch of two-way forwards. Do we have a sniper? Sniper! There we go. We can get the +1 up there. I'd probably like to move Luke Johnson down to the second line. We got the Grinder. I'll move him down. Beckman can go ahead and move up. Rossi will play center on the first line in the AHL, and hopefully we can get him to grow. Louis Belpedio out of my alma mater. Love that. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get the simulation underway, guys. I want to say thank you for the comments again. And let me know any of your comments about this video, how we do, what I should do at the end of the video with where we are sitting. But our owner goals, we have to remind ourselves about the owner goals. So they just want me to earn a profit of at least 89% of 47.4 million. Quick math says I need to earn at least 42.5 million. To get that, if we go ahead and do that right now on the calculator, 42.186. So I was close. Beat the Dallas Stars. That's in game number 1. And boost team chemistry up to 75. Obviously, trading away Stalock is not going to help that. But at least keeping everybody together would help. I mean, it's still 70, right? So we have enough scouts. We have enough fan happiness. Owner happiness is amazing. One of the things we do have to remember, guys, is that we can't just throw a ton of money at coaches and staff. We can't just go get everybody we want. We're on a budget. Our budget for the scouts still has room. So I honestly think I'd like to fire our pro scouts and get more amateur scouts. You guys let me know if that's a good idea, but I will, I think, hire a few more scouts in this episode because why do we care if they're scouting other players for free agency or trades? Because we can't trade for them, right? So why don't I get another Russia scout here, Lebedev? Another 1.2 million. So I offer him the max there. That shouldn't be much at all. Get another, we'll get another WHL scout. Why not? Just get somebody else for the Canadian scouting there. So that's about 320,000. Man, I'm gonna be using my brain a lot to be remembering our budgets and stuff. Man, having owner mode on is a new challenge, but I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. But let's go ahead and I will set up the scouting myself. I'll come back with you guys once I'm done setting up the scouting because I actually do want to get hands-on and actually, scout as many players as I can because that's the most important part of a Draft to Glory is your scouting. All right, guys, now that we got all the scouts assigned, I had to go up to the 5th of October. So we did win our first game of the season with Marcus Johansson putting up 2 points. So that's a good start. We've got the game against the Dallas Stars coming up in 2 weeks. That's the important one because that's our owner's goal there. And so far, 3 straight wins to start the season. It's looking pretty good. Goodness gracious, 5-0-1 to start the season and atop the Central. Listen, I'll take it against the 2-2-2 Stars. Let's just go ahead and slow sim this one, and we can see if we're going to hit the owner goal. So jumping in here, Our goal is just to beat them in our first meeting. We can get some extra cash for that, which will help us maybe upgrade our facilities or upgrade our scouts and coaches, which is another thing we need to think about, having money to upgrade our scouting and our facilities to make money, which then we can allocate towards more coaches. So being competitive is going to be very important. And I kind of agree with all of you guys that said don't tank at the start. I do think that this is a team that's, a fringe playoff team right now, but we'll see. Anyway, first period, Dallas is going to go ahead and take the lead with Foxa. Second period, we're going to go ahead and shoot back with Fiala, Kaprizov, and Zuccarello. Radulov getting a goal for Dallas. And then in the third period, we're going to make it a 6-3 win with Marcus Johansson, Joel Eriksson-Ek then on the power play. Tyler Seguin gets one back. Matt Zuccarello scores the empty netter in a 6. Wow. That one's from center ice. That's not too bad, although the greens are way similar. I don't actually know which side of center ice he scored from, but all that matters is we accomplished our secondary owner goal. And there we go. We're going to earn an extra $30,000 to use in available funds. So if we take a look at what we can do with that, we can obviously put that in the budget. We can get more money for arena operations, which I'm not too concerned about. Scout salaries is something I do want to increase. Scout travel, give them a little bit more money. And the coaching budget can go up a little bit there too. These are the ones I'm worried about. I think as long as we keep winning, we don't really need to advertise. If we're a bad team, we will need to advertise to get more people in. But if we're going to be a good team, then all we have to do is just keep selling tickets. Anyway, I adjusted some of the prices between the episodes here. They aren't really too drastic, a couple bucks up here and there. I'll check them out halfway through the season, off recording, so you guys don't have to deal with that. But let's go ahead and get back into the sim, and we're going to get up to January 1st here. And we want to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins every time we see them. Both times we see them this season, we do want to win those games. Mikko Koivu, come back. Simply because we have their first, and we want it to be as highly valued as possible, especially considering we are a good team. We are doing very, very well to start the season, and I'm not sure if this is sustainable. But, if we're on this kind of run to start the season, it doesn't matter if it's sustainable. Anton Hudobin, no, decline. What? This is becoming something ridiculous. This is something special right now. I think we're due for a correction, obviously, but if we can keep it up, we beat the Dallas Stars again. That's important too. That's another divisional rival. And then against Pittsburgh, we win in overtime, and we're 27-6-5. I was worried about what our draft pick was. You guys wanted me to not tank, and I almost thought about tanking, and yet here we are, 27-6-5. Sitting on 59 points, 8 points better than the Sharks, who are the second best team in the league. Well, I'll be damned. Let's go ahead and take a look at the points. The owner wants to talk to us about something, but we'll go ahead and talk to him after we catch up on who's leading the team. Marcus Johansson, apparently the Eric Staal trade worked out. How's Eric Staal doing in Buffalo? Buffalo Sabres. Okay, so both teams are happy with this trade. Anyway, back to us, Minnesota Wild. Marcus Johansson with 46 points, 20 goals already in 38 games. So I know we're not quite halfway through the season, but he's on pace for 90 points, which is ridiculous. Kaprizov having a really good rookie season with 37 on that second line, don't forget. Matt Zuccarello with 35 points, 17 goals. I forgot which line he's playing on. I think he's playing on the second line because it is Johansson, Bukestad, or is it? No, I can't remember. I know it is Fiala on the first line. So Fiala on the first line with 14 goals, 33 points. Nick Bukestad, the first line center, is doing well with 32 points. Zach Parise with 29 and 38. Greenway, Bonino, Hartman is doing fine. Joel Eriksson-Ek is a -1 with Raskin. Marcus Foligno being a plus. So the bottom six doesn't seem really to be an issue, but the top six is carrying hard. Take a look at the defenseman. Ryan Suter is doing very well. Matt Dumba is doing nicely. Spurgeon, Cole, not bad. Hunt and Brodin doing fine. I'll take it, guys. In goal, then, we've got Cam Talbot, who's playing, insanely well. Capo Kakinen's not playing great, but he's still 8-4-1. So even though he's not played great, we're giving him a chance to turn it around here as the backup. Let's go to Tampa Bay and see how Stalock is doing for them. Stalock is not playing a ton, 4-3-1 in 9 games played, but a 9-13 and 2.8 is better than what we got now. So I just figured we had too many goalies that could play the backup role, and I think we're doing just fine. But man, this is ridiculous how good we're doing. How is Kaprizov doing league-wide for rookies? I got to assume that he's up there as one of the better. He's better than Lafreniere right now. 10 points better, as a matter of fact. Dylan Cousins, he's 12 points better than Cousins. Nobody else is really all that close. So all he has to do is, well, I don't know if he can keep up a point per game pace as a rookie, but if he can, man, oh man, I'm excited to see the future with this guy. But if we take a look at the standings, 27, 6, and 5, scoring 3.89 goals per game, allowing 2.53, meaning this is not just a fluke. This is not a flash in the pan. The power play is not carrying us either. 20.7% is fine. The penalty kill, yeah, it's just a solid all-around effort. There's nothing spectacular going on that's like we're, signaling disaster is on the horizon. I think we're just playing great. The coach, or the owner, I should say, does want us to upgrade and maintain something. The team store is looking a little rough, apparently. But since our arena budget's at 2.2 million, we should have enough to, we could upgrade this. Oh wow, it would take 20 days to upgrade it. We might just upgrade it instead of just repairing it. We've got the funds, and the team store would help us bring in funds in the future. The hoodies, the zip ups, the sweaters, the kids stuff. We're going to upgrade it. That way, if we can sell more, which brings in more income. So you're spending money to eventually make money because you'll be able to sell more products, and if you sell more products, you can bring in more income. But yeah, guys, things are going well. I don't really see a need to trade anybody. I don't see a need. Well, we can't really acquire anybody, but I mean, Kaprizov's up to an 84, which is nice. Everybody else is just chilling the way they are. Things are great. I'm enjoying this quite a bit. You can see Rask, I think, is up 1 point, maybe morale-wise, but things are going well. I have nothing else to say, guys, other than make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.